Hi, gang. I am here to talk about the way that I run Flip Class in my World History 2 class here at Stuart Draft High School. This class is only for advanced studies students, or theoretically only for advanced studies students, and is geared entirely toward helping those students prepare. So why did I do this? To begin with, I really wanted to prepare students for later advanced classes. Now, obviously, we are working toward here in Augusta County preparing students for online learning in general, but what I really wanted to focus on was to prepare my students for advanced classes. We were finding that students coming out of world history and going into the AP classes, AP US History and AP Government, was that they weren't really good writers, and they also had a lot of trouble breaking down documents and analyzing documents. And so what I decided to do was take the lecture portion of the class, move it out of the room, and use class time that would normally be dedicated to lecture would be spent on practicing those skills and me helping to coach them and teach them how to read and how to write for history. The expectations of the student are pretty clear. They're made clear on day one. They will watch anywhere from 4 to 5 7 to 13-minute videos a week. Usually they're given at night. Sometimes they're given over the weekend, but I really try to avoid the weekends. The expectation is that it will take anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes to take notes on those videos. The general rule of thumb that I give to students is that however long the video is, it should take half again that much longer to take the notes. In the beginning of the year, I provide notes pages or guided notes for the students, but by the middle of the semester, I'm starting to wean them down from that, and they are taking notes on their own, completely on their own in their notebook. So how do they watch these videos that I send to them? Well, first and foremost, right now, almost all of my students are able to watch videos on YouTube. So that's option number one. I publish all of my videos on YouTube. They go there. I send them a link. I have a channel. All of my videos are organized by playlist. If that doesn't work, if the student has a computer, then I put the videos on a USB. I have a student currently who does that. Or in the past, what I've done is I've had to make DVDs for students, and that's fine. I tell students that I will help them in any way possible to make this happen for them. Each Friday, they get a list of what videos they are supposed to watch each night next week. So it's kind of like a reading schedule, except it's a video watching schedule. As well as this being posted in the classroom, I send them reminders via remind.com. They get nightly links to the video, what page in their notebook they should be taking notes on, and a link directly to the video. So it's very kind of spoon-fed to them at that point. But what I found is that for those that are willing just to open their phones or check their email, they're able to get those videos in a pretty timely manner. So what do I do with all that class time that's left over? Well, here's how I manage class, and pretty much every day is structured the same way. We take 3 to 5 minutes and we either, I guide them through a review, I let them review their notes from the night before, or I simply answer questions that they have. Occasionally students will have questions, sometimes they will not. After we do that, the students then take a 10 to 20 minute open note video quiz. I do this on Google Forms. I publish this form on Google Classroom, and they take the quiz. It's open note because it allows them to use their notes, and hopefully they took notes. It allows them as a reward to use those notes, but it also is a way to go back through the notes to answer questions. It also serves at this point in time as an SOL review and SOL practice for them. So now they're starting to go through the material multiple times and getting the information that way. After everybody takes the video quiz, by the way, they get immediate feedback on how they performed on that video quiz. Then we review the material as a class. Sometimes that's longer than others. Most of the time it's just a couple of quick questions or me hitting the high notes, important terms, concepts that we need to know for the day. Following that, we go into what I call a processing period. I use interactive student notebooks, which for a lot of people that's a very middle school way to handle things in class. But I find that students are able to stay organized. They keep their notes in one place. And it's a good place to have them go back and review the material immediately again after they have used it. So here in class, we've reviewed it once together. They've taken a quiz on it together. And then a third time just in class, and that's not including the night before, they're going through this information again. So they're taking this information, and within a short amount of time, they're really getting a lot of reinforcement and drilling on the information. And you can see some examples that we had there. I do anything from a normal regular summary to what I call a 6-step summary or a 6 word summary, to mind maps, to concept maps, to all sorts of stuff. Is what I work on in those notebooks, or the students work on in those notebooks. And lastly, what do we do with the rest of the period? The rest of the day, depending on how much time is left, is used to work on document-based questions, document analysis, to work on writing, we play review games in class occasionally if we've got a game coming up or a test coming up, or I think they need a little bit more reinforcement on some concepts, or simply to have some fun to motivate the students. And lastly, I try to do a lot of simulations and games during that last period. So we'll move on to something next, but as soon as we watch this video, there will be a link provided to you to take a quiz on the video that we just took. Thanks. Bye.